Welcome to Kicking Balls FC, guys. We have just concluded the first semifinals of the European playoff schedule. And oh my gosh, it takes a lot of balls, hence the name Kicking Balls, for me to basically be here and tell you what in the world just happened, right? What just happened to what happened? What happened to Italy? Italy has been eliminated from the World Cup. Yes, you hear that right. In Italy, the current European champions that won the Euros of 2020 has officially been eliminated from the World Cup for the second time in a row. You cannot make things up. I really thought that Italy wasn't going to have any problems playing at home. I don't know what just happened. You can tell I'm already sporting my Italy jersey. Now I'm trying to look for another jersey. Sadly, I do not have a Portugal jersey, and I was kind of looking forward to another jersey as well. But we're gonna go through the results, right? I'm gonna save Italy for the very last one, and we're gonna go from there. All right. So here's the thing. All right. So oh my goodness. I don't even know. So Sweden beat Czech Republic 1-0. All right. I wasn't surprised about that. Sweden is a very good team. If you remember, Sweden was the team that was in the European playoff last World Cup. And they actually have a good team even without Zlatan. But if you put Zlatan in there, fun things could happen. So you can kind of tell how the game went. 10 shots each, 2 shots on targets. The possession was mostly on Sweden's favor. The pass accuracy was mostly Sweden, but Sweden converted their chances, right? And they scored in the very final moments of the game. Look, 110th minute, all right? I don't know if 110 minutes if they had to go to extra time for that. I'm thinking it is. I don't know. Would they have 110 minutes? I don't know. It's crazy, but wow. So that is the first match, right? Scotland and Ukraine has been postponed because of the situation that is going on in Ukraine and Russia. My heart goes out for everyone in the Ukraine. I hope everything gets better soon and you can finally enjoy the football that you much is needed, especially in this time of crisis. All right. Russia versus Poland. We already know what that happened, right? So Russia has been eliminated, basically kicked out. So Poland is waiting for the next one. Portugal versus Turkey, right? So Portugal, I saw that game actually was live. Cristiano Ronaldo did not seem happy, did not have the best game, but at the end they did what they needed to do, right? But Portugal was not doing them any favors because once they scored those 2 goals in the first half, that actually kind of changed the complexion. And then Turkey was just going all in as much as possible. And you can kind of see that that basically Portugal were doing the very best not to screw it up because there was actually a penalty very late in the game in the late 80 minute. And if they would have converted that penalty, this would have been a whole new ball game. I think Portugal dodged a really big bullet against Turkey, and Turkey, I think, must be kicking themselves right now that they didn't do much better, and they should have been more clinical on the finishing, right? So that's why it's very tough. So, but at the end of the day, Portugal did have more possession, but a lot of their shots weren't that good. All right, so that's it. The next game, Wales versus Austria. Oh, my dear friend Fabian, I hope you're watching this, bro. I hope you're watching this. I hope you're watching this live, Fabian. I hope you are. I'm so sorry that Austria not only let you down, let us down. I was really pulling for Austria. I thought Austria was going to pull the miracle, at least tied the game heading to extra time, but it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. And Wales, Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale is unfortunately, you know, he loves to play golf. Let's just say that, right? Fabian, hey, bro. Thanks for joining in. So, what can I say about this game? I was also watching this game carefully at the same time. All the games were happening all at the same time. This was just insane, which I like actually, because I wish more of these games were like that. They all happen at the same time because it's just craziness going on. So Wales had 14 shots compared to Turkey's 16 shots. Shots on target, however, Wales had 7 compared to 4 on Austria. Possession-wise, look at the possession game here. Wales only had 34% of the possession, and then it really switched on with Turkey, especially on the second half. They had 66% of the possession, right? 66, right? And they completed more passes and had more pass accuracy than Wales, but Wales hang in there as much as they could, and they did the best they could. And I would say this, Austria has a very bright future ahead of themselves, and let's thank goodness, right, that I hope that Austria has a very good game plan going on to 2026, now that the World Cup is going to be expanded to from 32 to 48 teams. So there is a chance that Austria is finally going to come back to the World Cup. I'm hoping against hope. I will still try to get an Austrian jersey, Fabian. All right, if you can hook me up with one, I really appreciate it, because I would love an Austrian jersey. I need that in my kit collection. If you can kind of see right behind me, right? So if you look at the kit collection right now, I got Spain, I got Germany, I got uh, Holland, I got France right on the bottom, I have Belgium, I have Croatia, and then of course, unfortunately, the sad Italians that are not going to the World Cup. So all right, so we talked about that, and the next thing is the most important thing, the most shocking thing that everybody is talking about right now. Let me tell you, man. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was pulling for Italy to win. I really wanted to see Italy versus Portugal, but like they say in football, anything could happen. Anything could happen. That's why you have to be ruthless. Ruthless, I tell you, in when you are playing these types of games. You cannot leave anything to chance. You had to finish the game away. But North Macedonia was a very feisty team, very feisty, right? So if you look over here, right? So Italy had 32 shots, right? Compared to North Macedonia, 4. Shots on target, 5 compared to 2. Possession, 66 possession, right? Here we go again. Compared to the 34 possession. Completed passes, and then pass accuracy, and I don't know how they lost this game. It is, oh my gosh, I don't know, but this right now, let me tell you something, guys. This is by far the worst thing that could possibly happen in the World Cup, I think. And a lot of people are saying, well, at least you have Cristiano Ronaldo, right? And but the thing is, man, like Italy, not okay, let's put this to perspective, right? They missed the World Cup for the first time, I think, in 32 years when it happened in Russia. But to miss it again for the second time in a row, and to put more salt in the wound, you are the European champions. The European champions. How does that happen? How can you let this happen? And I have everyone in the Italian Federation, they need to point at something. I would say blame the players, blame the coach, everything, because they were not prepared. I think Italy had one crucial injury in their midfield, I believe. I don't know who it was, but this by far was just astronomically bad for Italy. And I feel you guys. I cannot imagine how Italy must be feeling right now. All those Italian fans, especially those Italian fans that are here in the United States, has just saw this before their very eyes, that the World Cup is basically done. And now the only thing that's preventing Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal from going into the World Cup is North Macedonia. And that would be such an epic story. Imagine that. Imagine if North Macedonia actually does the impossible and beats Portugal to get that final place in the World Cup. That would be pretty cool. I could pull for North Macedonia, and if they do go to the World Cup, you better believe that I'm going to get a World Cup jersey from them. All right. So okay. Whew, oh my gosh. So this is just tough. It was crazy. This is what World Cup does, man. It is insane. So now we're going to be looking at the next phase, right? So now that we know who won and how they won, now it's all about what comes next, right? What does come next now? And this is the most fun part, right? I am excited to see. And looking at the brackets, right? So if you're looking on the screen, right? Okay, so path A, right? So if you're noticing here, right? Maybe I can get that closer to you guys. So let me zoom in. Ooh, a little too much. Ah, there we go. There we go. Much, much better, right? Okay, so here we are. So Wales goes through, right, against Austria, and then Scotland versus Ukraine. That was a game that was supposed to happen, but it was postponed because we already know what's going to happen. So Wales is anxiously awaiting to see who they play against, and it's going to not be played until June of 2022. So Wales have all the time in the world to wait, and man, what a big missed opportunity for Austria. All they had to do was at least take it to extra time, and they could have had a chance, right? So if I would say, if Ukraine does have their A team, and it's going to be tough because because of the situation that's happening in Russia and Ukraine, it'd be a miracle if they can pull off the win. I think the whole world is going to be pulling for Ukraine against Wales, so that way, Gareth Bale can, not worry about the World Cup, and then he could play all the golf he wants, right? So let's hope that happens. All right. So for Path B, all right. So Poland is waiting already. So because Russia has been eliminated. All right. Basically, they were disqualified, and Sweden and the Czech Republic, they haven't yet I guess updated this yet. So Sweden should be going into the next round, right? Against Poland. And I think between Poland and Sweden, I think Sweden would be the one to win it all, to get to that last place, to get a part of, to get that second berth to the World Cup. This is just my opinion, right? But Poland are playing at home. I will say this. So Poland is playing at home, so that could be an advantage. And also, I forgot to mention that Wales is playing at home as well. So that can also do something. But Ukraine, I think everyone's going to be pulling for them. So maybe the miracle will happen. And then let's go to the last one. So this is the one that everybody was circling in their calendars, especially me. And thank goodness I didn't do a watch along. That would have been most embarrassing. But then again, you probably would hear me screaming to the top of my lungs of how this happened, right? So Portugal versus North Macedonia. All right. So of course, everyone's going to say that Portugal are the basically favorites to go through. I think that wouldn't be the same if Italy would have gone to the next round. But now that Italy is eliminated, North Macedonia, I think everyone's going to be saying that Portugal is going to go through. to the next round. So there's no question about it. But North Macedonia could be that surprise team. You never know. Sometimes you have those surprise encounters, because don't forget that North Macedonia did beat Germany in the World Cup qualifying 1-0, right? So miracles could happen. What North Macedonia has to do is they have to bunker. They have to CONCACAF the hell out of Portugal. And you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. So you're basically absorbing pressure, making sure that you play the low ball, and also making sure to get rid of Ronaldo, as don't give him any chances whatsoever from any distance. Foul him as much as you want, to get to the promised land. But in my head, I'm going to say that Portugal is going to go through. But in my heart, I really want North Macedonia to win, because it would be just an incredible story. So just from that, I think that I think that would do it, because I think that Wales is going to go through. Sweden is going to go through, and then Portugal are going to go through. Those are the three teams that I'm thinking is going to happen. But I'm going to do another post-game analysis and reaction after the 29th of March to see if those actually happen. So everyone is going to be on edge. Everyone is going to be looking at that. And again, sorry, Italy fans, no World Cup for you for this time. As they say, ciao to the World Cup once again. And, you have no one else but to blame but yourselves, both the coach and the players. They didn't play with urgency. They were already looking at the next game, right? That's the most dangerous thing you can do, right? Assume that everything is going to go well the first game, and then on the other game, everyone is questioning your sanity, right? So there it is, guys. That's the results of the Euros playoff schedule, which was very entertaining to say the least. I really thought there was going to be a couple of more upsets, but this was the biggest one that nobody thought was going to happen. So this is some really, you know, I can't help but laugh of the situation, because there's nothing else you can do. I was shocked for like a good 5 minutes of this. So, all right, guys. So again, thank you so much for joining in on my post analysis live stream. All right, I'm gonna make sure to let you guys know about the results of the CONMEBOL, the South American World Cup qualifiers that are going to happen today. And don't forget, there's going to be a watch along, and also post game analysis, just a little bit of the USA versus Mexico game that's going to happen later today. So let's hope that USA could pull one of the biggest upsets in CONCACAF history, right? Especially playing in the Azteca. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining into the live stream. Congratulations to the teams that went through. And then for those of them that have been eliminated, you know what? Look at it this way. You actually have a higher chance of going into the World Cup of the United States, Canada, and Mexico because of the expanded World Cup, right? So again, guys, so thank you so much. Make sure you take it easy, rehydrate, refresh, and it's going to come, guys, that watch along against USA versus Mexico, and also the CONMEBOL South American World Cup qualifiers. All right. So, all right, guys, take it easy.